Creative Cami here. That's Creative K. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be starting a new series on this channel, and it's called How To. So basically I'm going to be taking comments that I received on previous videos or just things that I kind of want to show how to make, but it's going to take more than 2 to 3 videos. So the first mini series in this series is going to be how to bullet journal. So if I'm looking down a lot, it's because I have my bullet journal in front of me with all of my notes that I did planning this video. So without further ado, let's get on with it. I really hope you guys like it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below any questions that you have about bullet journaling, and I'll make sure to answer them in a video that I do after this one. So let's go. So the first thing is, well, today I'm just going to be really talking about the basics of bullet journaling, kind of just like an intro. It's not going to go really into depth on how to do a bullet journal, but just like some obvious questions that I feel like you guys would have, or questions that I had when I first started bullet journaling. So obviously the first question is, what is a bullet journal? So a bullet journal is a planner. It's a planning style made by Ryder Carroll, who made bullet journaling. I don't know how else to put that, but basically it's a planner made for you, by you. So it can be anything. It's exactly what you need. There's a bunch of different styles and a bunch of different spreads that can help with planning, which I will go more into depth later in this video as well as later in this series. So firstly, I just want to talk about some words that I will be using throughout this series that I want to make sure you guys are familiar with, so you're not all confused when I use them. For one, I already used one, spreads. Spread is usually referred to as a 2-page, something that spreads across 2 pages. So like a monthly calendar that goes on both pages, that would be considered a spread. Personally, I just say spread as any page, so I use it loosely, but that's what spread means. Migrated is when, let's say, okay, migrated is when you move a task to a different day. For example, I have math homework that I got on Monday, but it's not due to Friday of that week. I put it in my bullet journal to get it done on Monday. I decide I have too much homework to get it done on Monday, so I use the symbol in my key that means migrated and moved to a different day. So it just kind of shows that it's not done that day, but it has been planned for a previous day. I don't know if that made any sense, but when we go into keys and how to use them, you will understand what I mean. The next one is monthly, weeklies, and dailies. So monthlies is a shortened version of monthly spread, so that can be your monthly calendar, monthly goals, etc., etc. Same with weeklies, weekly spreads, your weekly to-do list, your weekly dashboard, that is weeklies. And same with dailies, it's a daily spread, but it's shortened. So yeah, I think that, no. So trackers is something that you use to track on, for a given period of time. Some people do monthly trackers, I do weekly trackers, and I have played around with daily trackers. It didn't really work for me, but you do you, again, you're making it. You just have to do trial and error. And I'm pretty sure that's it when it comes to, oh, collections. Collections are kind of self-explanatory, but basically things that aren't really planning pages, but they're just fun. Like this, like not like a reading log, but my favorite books, or things that make me happy, or the books that I read, stuff like that. Those are considered collections. So yeah, now that you have your vocabulary words, you better be writing that down, because there will be a test in the next video. Yeah, let's move on to things that you should know before starting a bullet journal. Weird. I don't know what that was. My glasses are so dirty. They're so bloody. Okay, anyway. Things that I wish I knew before bullet journaling. Number one, I'm just doing some questions that I've asked and that I've written down or remember having. So the first one is, what makes it different from other planners? Well, one thing is I don't know if it's gonna come across as me saying that this is the best way to plan. It's the best way to plan for me, but I'm not bashing other planners. If you plan in a different way than I do, that is totally fine. It makes something that is different than other planners is that it is very customizable. One thing that you can't do in a traditional planner like the Happy Planner or an Erin Condren is change the weeklies every week. That for me, that became kind of boring because I know what it's gonna look like the next page. Everything is uniformed, everything is the same. If you want that in your bullet journal, that is completely fine. But I personally like the freedom that if I wanted to change my weekly spread, I could. You can also do trackers and any other page that you think you need. If you have a test that you want to plan in your bullet journal for, but you need more than that little space that you get in the Erin Condrens or Happy Planner, you can just flip the page right after that weekly and there you go. You have complete freedom over what goes into your pages and when they occur. So also you have trackers, yay. How much time does it take? It can take anywhere from like 5 minutes to hours. I don't know how long it takes me to make a spread, but in these video series, I will try to give a timestamp on how long it took roughly. Yeah. Next is, does it have to be artsy? Not at all. The traditional method was not at all artsy. It was completely, productive over aesthetics. If you think if your looks aesthetic and if it doesn't, you're not going to use it, then make it look aesthetic. If you don't want to make it look aesthetic or you think it's going to take too much time, then don't. It is your planner. Whatever you want is great. It is okay. I'm so cringy. Oh my god. Okay. But it can be artsy. Some people use it as an art outlet, like But yeah. And I can't draw, so you don't need to be able to draw to make it artsy or to have a journal at all. So I know, like, if you live on Pinterest or the bigger YouTubers who do bullet journal, it's usually drawings. So yeah, and they look perfect. Yeah. Another thing that I don't have on my list but just kind of popped up is you're probably going to be really scared to start your first bullet journal because of how perfect it looks on Pinterest or on Amanda Rates Lee's channel, or Planning with Kay. They are phenomenal and I do recommend watching their videos because you can get so many tips on how to start a bullet journal from their channels because they've been doing it for way longer than I have. So they know more. I'm so cringy, what is happening? Anyway, yeah. But you just gotta get over that fear of the blank page and just go ahead and do it. It's probably not gonna look the greatest when you first start, and that is okay. I could do a flip through of my journal and you can see January looked horrible, but that's okay. Because when February rolled around, it looked a lot better. And then it's like kind of like this. I would get better, then I just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, your style will change and that's okay. I feel like I'm ranting, so I'm gonna go to the next question. Will it break the bank? It can. it can break the bank, but it depends on really if you're getting the name brand stuff. So if you're for your first bullet journal, do not get like this Archer and Olive and Scribbles That Matter notebook, because you may not like it, you may hate it and want to not even do a month in it. So get one of these notebooks from, what's it called, Michaels. The pages is 100 GSM. It's 6 inches by 8 inches, which is a little bit bigger than a standard A5, which is 5 and some change and 7 and some change. I don't know. My new bullet journal is just straight up 5 and straight up 7, so yeah. This has 192 pages. Oh, that's the same one my new one has. Oh my god. It has an index. The pages aren't numbered. Are not numbered. It has that thing and 2 bookmarks. So, and it's about $11. I may be off. I don't know if you can use a coupon. You may. I don't know. But as a first bullet journal, this is great. Or you can look at Amazon. I got the one that my new one for $8-ish. I don't know. But the thing is, just don't get a name brand journal because you may not like it. And those are really expensive. Also with your supplies, you don't need a lot of supplies first of all, especially when you're first starting out. My next video is supplies video, and I will be talking about the stuff that you're absolutely going to need, as well as some other things that you may want. And I'll put like a little price thing on them and show you. Like for my brush pens, I have 2 different brands, one's cheaper, one's not, and I will show that. Next question. What can I use to get started? Well, obviously you're going to need a notebook. You're gonna need one of these, but it doesn't have to be dotted. It can be lined. I am making one for a friend that is lined and it looks great, so it doesn't have to be some fancy pages. And you're gonna need a pen. I will go more into depth of other things you're definitely going to need to get started in my next video. But I hope you guys kind of cleared up some of the basic questions that you had. Make sure to tap that like button, put on the post notifications, and push that subscribe button. Let's get this to 50 subscribers because we are so close. Come on, we can do it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, also comment down below any questions that you have because I would love to answer them. So yeah, bye. On Tuesday the 22nd, you have math homework, but it's not due till Friday of that week. Wait, what day did I say?